stay afloat. I keep in mind the words you wrote, but something changed and so did we. Now I can't set aside, I can't just be and let be. Oh no, no, no. You're out of luck and now it's plain to see. It's not that I don't love you anymore. I can love you like before. No, no, no. Should have made it clear a long, long time ago. You're out of luck and now it's plain to see. It's plain to see. It's not that I don't love you anymore. I can love you like before.
I'm wondering what you got for me. Egyptian cotton is out to be our lady only. I'm wondering what you got for me. Egyptian cotton is out to be our lady only. I asked you for the time. You got the damn right.
What?
Everything you do gives me butterflies. I asked you for the time. You got the damn right. Everything you do gives me butterflies. I'm wondering what you got for me. Egyptian Egyptian cutters out to be I'm wondering what you got for me. Egyptian cutters out to be for me. Egyptian cutters out to be I'm wondering what you got for me. Egyptian cutters out to be
Hello everyone, welcome to Rise of Patience. We are finally kicking off with the Nomadium 2 tournament. With me is Kron.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the stream and excited for the first match for the qualifiers tonight.
Yeah, I'm very much excited for this. Let's quickly check out what the brackets are looking like. We've got Group 1 and Group 2. I have called it Group B today. Maybe I'll fix that. And anyway, so Group 2 is G.a.Y, Team G.a.Y, LAT Raiders. What does G.a.Y stand for again?
I think originally we thought it was glamorous and young, but that was incorrect. The actual name for it was gallant aged yeomanry. Yeomanry. I don't really understand what a yeoman is. I know that the British have a unit in the game when they get to gunpowder age, right? It's the King's Yeomanry. So I don't know if that's a relation, but I think they're trying to, do some branding on their team.
Oh yeah, maybe to attract potential buyers for the next tournament, or maybe even this one.
I think so. But I mean, yeah, from what I heard, their team, they got Hockey Star to clan tag up, but El Rip, for some reason, yeah, his Steam wasn't working. He couldn't get the tag on, so I'm not sure why. But anyway.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. King also couldn't get his tag up. So here we got Whippy, Rochi, Nicandum. I believe all three of them are from Australia. Yeah, all three of them are from Australia. Then Hockey Star, who's from Canada, and Rip, who is from Venezuela. This is our 5-player roster here. On the other side, LAT Raiders, Alan, Snikao, Thor, and Doko. I actually think that LAT Raiders is a quite strong team, and at one point I even had a doubt that these guys may not belong in the qualifier. So let's see if they actually can beat Team G.a.Y as easily as I thought. The only reason I'm putting Team G.a.Y lower in my rank is because I have never seen most of these players play Nomad. It's also going to be our first time to test out how this team is. By the way, we've got Greg and Vietfam, Greg Rochi and Vietfam in the chat. Hey guys. With that said, Kron, are you ready to start?
Yeah, I'm keen to start, mate. So let's get straight into it. I think, but like you said, though, this is going to be a fascinating game because I'm personally excited. There's a lot of Australians here representing the land down under.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be nice to see how they go, and also it's a lot of standard pros who haven't played a lot of Nomad before, kind of getting together, and yeah, seeing what they can do against a pretty strong LAT lineup here. Especially Snikao is probably the strongest, I think, on that team.
I think Snikao, Doku, Allen, these guys are very close, and Thor. Yeah, Thor is. I think he's the underestimated player in most of the games. We don't talk about him much, but I have seen him really beat some of the best players in the game at times.
Yeah, I think he's always been solid. He's kind of like one of those players that's played for 5+ years, and you can never write him off. But it will be interesting. And this map too, I'm interested to see what nations they pick as well, given its watering hole, and I believe it's a 4v4. So suspect Spanish. We might see some Spanish. What do you think?
Yeah, we have got Spanish. Let's start the game.
Right.
Oh yeah, I have to make sure we don't go to the game stats. This replay is somewhat broken. If we go to game stats, we can no longer see the nations. That's why I have all of these put up in the first page. You see in one of the teams, let me tell you which is first team is LAT Raiders, and they have picked Japanese, British, Nubians, and Spanish. So I love the Spanish and Japanese pick because both of them will be great on water maps.
Yeah, I think that's a really solid pick there all around. So we got Nubians on this map. I'm not as sure about Nubians because there's not many rares that you can take advantage of, but it's still a strong tier 3 nation. If you can get the gold, you can obviously trade really easily.
Yeah, actually Nubians with their trading, it's an excellent nation. I feel like it's a tier 3 in maybe 1v1, but in a 4v4, Nubians could easily be a tier 1 nation because just the ability to trade that means you can have an instant 100 food or 100 wood earlier in the game, and you can use that to either rush your opponent or to build your city faster.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, this will be nice too because this is the first game, but we're going to see at least 4 matches on this map. And just to compare what the different teams decide to pick for each tier. Because I like Japanese. I think Japanese is a strong choice on this map as well. It's it's a kind of all-rounder that's just super fast and strong, and the units obviously are cheap too.
Oh yeah, so I like the LAT team's pick. Even British, all of I feel like apart from Nubians, all of these nations have some power on the water map. And even Nubians, because they have water, that means they have gold, and even then they are indirectly getting some benefit. So I love the picks for the LAT team. Let's go back and see what the Team G.a.Y has picked. They've picked Lakota, Bantu, Indians, Koreans. These nations are also great. It's just that they're not no specific powers on water.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the biggest one is probably Rochi going for Koreans here, as opposed to going for Spanish. So
yeah, Spanish or Dutch. Those two would have been nice nations.
And I mean, what do you think of Lakota here as a tier 1 nation on this map in particular?
Man, Lakota can completely break the game if played right. I think Lakota is the best nation to just double or triple somebody. As if you see, Snikau here is stuck between Whippy and Hockey Star. So Snikau, and luckily Snikau got a good woodcutter camp here. But I feel like if Whippy and Hockey Star coordinate well, they can make Snikau's life hell.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a bit awkward, I guess. Therefore, that's Snikau, and it is fronting up for a double. So I wonder if that's Hockey Star and Whippy as Indians and Bantu there might be able to press there and put a lot of pressure on. But I mean, at least he's Japanese, right? So Japanese should be strong enough to hold them off.
Yeah,
even if they did.
That's right. Japanese should be the faster because that's the tier 1, and they're against tier 2 and 3. But these guys also have. So I just want to point out that there are no water rares except cotton, and cotton is the least strong water rare. So it should be balanced. It should not create too much problem since we've not got any cotton. Citrus and copper throughout the game.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, sometimes citrus and copper really throws out the balance on this map, which is one of the things that can be frustrating at times.
Oh yeah.
But so far it seems like it's pretty even here. We've got cotton down the bottom for team. I don't know whether to say G.a.Y or G.a.Y or.
let's just call them Team G.a.Y, which is fine.
It's much faster. And then the LAT guys, I like their rares though. They've got it looks like they'll probably be able to secure that furs. They've got sugar. I think sugar's probably the best rare in the game. If you could ever wish for just one single rare, that would be the one I'd go for.
So far, I think that the rare resources are in the LAT team's favor. They've got salt, papyrus, gems, amber. Way better rares for the LAT team. I think the only way this could be overturned is if Rip, who is the Lakota player, if he builds somewhere which gives him access to furs, sugar, and amber. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the key here because you got to take full advantage of your nation powers. And if Lakota, if he can build that right in front of that sugar and basically take that map control, suddenly they have probably the better rares. But if he can't manage to secure that or doesn't scout them and identify that, then I think this is LAT's. Oh yeah, LAT's going to definitely have a long term.
Hockey hasn't scouted sugar. That's actually a very weird positioning for sugar because it's way away from the shore. Usually rares don't occur in such places. But anyway, you know what? Yeah. Amber, people don't talk about it sometimes, but amber is a hack rare for Nubians. It's a really strong rare for Nubians. In fact, I think any nation that is capable of trading, even if it's a regular nation but with commerce too, amber becomes a very strong rare because it lets you sell and purchase things. So that, initially wealth is a big problem. So you can get a lot of wealth by selling items, and amber lets you get the best price for that selling.
Oh, it's definitely a great one to have for Nubians. And we can see the first action starting here with Japanese. He's gone for military 1 here, Snikau.
Oh,
and he's already sent one of those Ashigarus, the heavy infantry.
Oh yeah, man, he has, and Rochi. Mr. Whippy. Mr. Whippy is. Can you see it? Mr. Whippy is actually going for civic instead of military. That's weird.
Yeah, that is pretty risky. And maybe one of his allies is going to save him here, because
yeah, maybe he's counting on Hockey Star to go military one. That is possible.
Yeah, he saw that unit literally in his base when he clicked civic. So you got to think that there was a plan there. It wasn't like an accident. It wasn't like he didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
But maybe because he's Bantu, he wants to get those 2 cities up as quickly as possible, and someone else is going to bail him out. You can see that Rip has gone for military after going for science, comm, and civ. So it looks like his typical Lakota style. He's playing quite quickly.
Yeah, Rip is playing all right. His eco isn't there yet, but he'll get there. And Alan has already started using his free Spanish ship, so things look okay here. Although Alan, there is a lot of ships here that could be raided. I think this was a great move by Snikau. Because of him, because of him, both Whippy and Hockey Star, they are slightly pushed back. And dude, check this out. Check this out. Are you seeing this?
Yeah.
The Lakota barracks.
Yep. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, I don't think Rip should have. I don't think Rip should have shown that. That's a big sign. I want to see what Team LAT is talking about right now, because that's a big hint of a triple or something.
Yeah, I think maybe he built it there to bail out Mr. Whippy, but now the problem is he's kind of committed, because a barracks is not a cheap investment. That's a lot of wood to invest, and he essentially either has to leave that there for the rest of the game and not use it, or go for a double against possibly the Japanese or the red player here.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, I have to say that in the long run, these guys look, the LAT team looks like they will take the water. They have a strong nation lineup. I have a feeling. I have a feeling if this game drags for too long, then LAT will be controlling the whole hole here, the whole hole.
Yeah, no, the hole is very important on this map, hence the name of it. And you can see that like having British as well, it plays out really well for these guys. You can see that Thor has some good woodcutter camps going on, 110 wood coming in. It really comes down to who can spam the most of these triaries and also try and micro them as well as they can.
Oh, and, yeah. Yeah, lucky Thor. Look at that. He got 2 nice woodcutter camp. On this map, it's a big issue to get nice wood for yourself.
Yeah, it's huge. And even Doko has a massive forest up the top as well. So the LAT guys have been blessed with some fairly good wood so far.
Oh, and Alan just asked Doko to put a tower and look out in your city. Oh, yeah, in your city. So these guys are aware of what could happen. In fact, Doko is putting a tower and a barracks in his capital.
Oh wow!
And the funny thing is, so this is the exact fear that that Lakota generates in your hearts when you know there is a Lakota player. You just expect them to attack from any direction. And the reality is, Rip has no clue. Like Rip has no intentions of attacking Napata, but just the fact that he's Lakota is forcing Doko to make these decisions.
Yeah, and my honest opinion is I don't like where he's placing the tower. I would have thought closer to his cap would have been better, and also I think the racks is probably a bit overkill. But at least, yeah, a temple and a tower would be my recommendation there, because building a racks back there, it means you can't really use it for the rest of the game. It's just there to as a safeguard.
Dude, check this out here. Rochi's, who's Korean, his barracks was just found out by Snikau's heavy infantry. Man, these guys are playing amazing. Look at that. Alan is raiding the tower. Snikau is raiding the barracks. And luckily, Rochi is Korean, so that's the only nation who can keep building while this building is on attack.
Yeah, it looks like that heavy infantry is going to...
So that's possibly 2 heavy infantry. Just look at how strong Korean building is, that 2 heavy infantry are attacking a single villager is able to keep up with them while building it.
Wow.
Normally 1 heavy infantry requires about 4 or 5 villagers to have an even building and destruction time.
Yeah, you can see that Roshi didn't cancel that anytime soon, but then eventually there was just too many units there.
Oh, yeah.
Starting
And Rochi is aged. I think Rochi should use his militia. But anyway, he just lost a villager and he lost a second villager now.
Yeah, that's...
And I have a feeling Alan will win this side. And look at that. Alan has got science 2. He is going to age now. Meanwhile, Rochi doesn't even have science 1 there.
Yeah, I like that move by Alan, like using the Pappy to sneak in a quick science. He should be able to age a lot quicker then. And yeah, this is starting to look pretty good for the LAT guys. They got a good strategy in place. You know, they're playing solid. They've got good wood. They've got control of the pond by the looks of it. I can't see much of a fight going on here from the G.a.Y guys as far as trying to take back that pond. But that's going to be key, I think. They either have to commit one way or the other. Go all out land or try and retake that sea. Use cotton maybe to do so.
Yeah, to be honest, not looking very good for the team G.a.Y right now. They're doing amazing. And thank you all for all the participants for keeping this spoiler free. We did not got any spoiler for this game, so thanks a lot for that. We have been trying to keep ourselves spoiler free so that we don't we have all the excitement in the game while casting it. If we already know the results, it's not fun for us, and that way it won't be fun for you to watch it.
Yeah, exactly. So, guys, appreciate everyone keeping it top secret since this was played, I don't know how many hours ago, but about 24 hours ago, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I see Thor is here with his barracks and stable. So I think these guys realize that the Lakota player could cook something up here. And I see a villager from Rip on the top corner. Either he has just forgotten about it, or this villager has a plan.
Yeah, one thing I don't necessarily agree with Rip's play here, and maybe that's a symptom of his standard play, is with Lakota. I feel like in Nomad games like this, you need to build your second city as close as possible to your opponent, and you need to be pressuring them.
Yeah.
You can't afford to sit back and boom up and play a passive game, because Lakota is kind of like the ace card. It's like the wild card on your team.
Yeah, Lakota is at times it's faster than Germans and Japanese. So if they get good ruins, so I think the Lakota player should have been the first one to harass their side.
Yeah, exactly. Just because of this tier system, I guess it puts a big focus on who's playing as tier 1, and I guess they really need to carry their team to a degree, or at least
that is
apply a lot
right.
of pressure.
The tier 1 is a post of responsibility.
It is. It's a lot of responsibility, but it's also it's a big kind of power to have in your side. And you can see that Snickow, in I guess the opposite side, playing as Japanese, is doing really well. Like, he's putting his stamp on this game right now. He's rating great. He applied that pressure early on, put green and purple on the back foot, and you can see that he's only gone from strength to strength now.
Yeah, and Doko actually is despot. Don't forget that he's despot. He has started building a siege. He's here to attack. Meanwhile, Whippy does not have military level 2 or science level 1. It's going to be hard to defend against this. In my opinion, if these guys just pull a very strong attack on Great Zimbabwe or Delhi, this could be game over right now.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Snickow's they've all skipped science, and Snickow's going straight for troops. He's not investing a single cent into science or scholars or anything like that. It's all just going straight to military. And you can see that there's 3 heavy infantry from Japs, 3 archers coming out. This is looking like Great Zimbabwe is going to have a lot of troops coming at it very, very shortly.
The only problem is that these guys are splitting up, because I see Thor is attacking Delhi while the other 2 are going for Great Zimbabwe. I don't think that's a great strategy.
Yeah, I mean,
actually, Thor is asking them. Thor just pointed out that you guys should come over here, or maybe he just means Snickow should come over here.
You know what? Actually, I don't mind what LAT's doing though, because if they attack both bases, it means that green can't come and support purple. And the problem is at the top left-hand side, the other side of the map, like Lakota and orange, they're not really applying pressure right now. So
yeah, that's right. And It turns out that Rip's barracks here was just a distraction in the end, because he's not using that to create units. He is very much focused. I see Rip is all in water. He's got 5 ships here. What he doesn't realize is that his allies are getting doubled or tripled.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, getting ships is very important, but it's such a fine balance on this map. You have to get that balance exactly right, or this is what happens. You lose, your allies lose, and you basically die a slow death from there.
Dude, check
Or
this
look,
out.
look
Check
at Delhi,
this
man.
out.
Yep.
And Delhi is out. Delhi is out, man. First cap sack. I don't see how it could be saved, because Purple himself is in trouble. I don't think he's in any condition to save. This is huge. What a game. And Snikau even has his militia over here. Snikau he just put down 2 wonders simultaneously while he has the edge. Oh man. And the thing is Hockey is retaking water, but at what cost now? This is the beauty of this map. There is so much going on that you don't know where you should focus. The only counter for this could be that Team G.a.Y just gives up on green. And
yeah, I think so. Just so you know too, Roshi just messaged me. Apparently green dropped and had to be replaced by AI. Man. Yeah.
So if you guys could have replayed it, because you are allowed to have 1 free. By the way, look at it. Alan is here with an ambush on the other side. You see it?
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, he was encountered by a combined army of white and orange. But I think Alan just needs to hold here. He doesn't need to do anything. The problem is White and Rip and Rochi need to kill here fast, since Alan is all by himself. And I think Spanish is the perfect nation to kill fast, because they don't have any advantages any defensive advantages. Even Indians have a defensive advantage, that their towers don't rise in cost, so they can spam towers. But Spanish, they don't get any land advantage like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like Spanish outside of the water, like they're the weakest nation probably on this map so far. So yeah, he just needs to bunker down and just play, vanilla, non-aggressive Braza nations right now, because I mean, it looks like their team's going to win. Like they've got the cap sack, and obviously it looks
2
like
wonders.
And two wonders going to help as well. Definitely with Japs, man. But Yellow's economy is actually pretty weak. Like for the time being, it'll get strong once he finishes that Colossus. But for the time being, there's still an element where if Rochi and Rip can really take out this top side of the map and maybe get a cap sack on Madrid, that's probably their only hope right now.
Yeah, I see they're trying to attack. Oh, look at that. I think Rochi is going for the capital. Rochi is going for the capital while Rip keeps him busy. So this game is not over yet. And to be honest, it could be I think the AI getting killed is the best thing that could happen, because if anybody had to die, it better be the AI.
That's true. If only AI cap sacks didn't give 500 of all. And
dude, but look at that. Rochi is going for Napata, and Napata is fairly vulnerable. Our guy Doko does not have militia yet. Hey Rochi, yeah, you need to read the rules then, because 1 drop is allowed. You are allowed to drop once in a best of series, not more than that.
It does depend though. I mean, if you're losing the game and you drop, it comes down to your opponent. You can't just pull the plug if you're losing the game and expect a rematch.
Dude, there is something. I think Rochi doesn't have time to wait for all these units. He's even getting his militia right now. Some of his militia, not all. But I don't think he has time to wait. He needs to hit that city of Napata, because once green is dead, he is dead, the next target is going to be purple, and I don't think purple is in a very good spot to hold for long. In fact, I would have guessed attacking Madrid would be a better idea. That would and instantly knocking out Alan.
Yeah, I think taking out Madrid would have been. You need to get a cap sack here. That's what they need.
Oh, so... wait a second. Rochi said that LATs claimed they were winning. So if was the drop after the cap sack or right before the cap sack? Even if it was before the cap sack, I would say that LAT had the advantage. So it's fine. In that case, it was not you guys did follow the rules properly.
Yeah. You guys are fine because you can't get a rematch if you're losing, basically.
Yeah, I want to see Doko sees. Yeah, Doko sees the army. And so far, none of the units have attacked. Oh no. Yeah, Alan sees it. Alan has pointed out to Doko that Rochi's army is here. And the problem is, Alan is now going back since his city is large. He is going back to help.
Yeah, wow. And I mean, this could be a game-changing moment, though. Do you think he's going to get the cap sack?
Yeah, I think he'll get the cap sack. But it doesn't matter. I don't think it'll matter. This is the late cap sack. And I think Alan will be able to... This is the only time where I think that Team G.a.Y is closer to winning. Rochi does have a very massive army, a way great army. I think if he just goes head on against Alan's army, he should be able to kill. Snikao says no worries, we got this anyways. And I think Japanese with Colossus and Hanging Gardens, they can easily 2v1.
Yeah, Purple's cap's going down as well.
Purple's cap is also down, man. This is...
So this is what I want to see Rochi do here, if he was to go back in time, is get those militia, turn them to villages, and repair that capital. Yeah. Because Koreans are so good, man. They can build towers so quick as well. It's
You're right. They can. And meanwhile, on this side, Rip is keeping pressure on city of Saragossa.
Yeah, it looks like Saragossa is definitely under pressure there.
And I think in a 1v1, Rip will kill Alan, but also remember, Spanish is a tier 4 versus tier 1, so no doubt. But Alan is doing pretty well. Look at that. Alan just sniped both the catapults for Rip.
Yeah, that's huge.
What a play there. What a play by Alan.
Yeah, well done. It's the best of one, so there's a lot of pressure on both sides here. They know that they don't get a second chance, right? Like, they get one more game if they lose, but yeah, there's no best of 3.
But also, I feel 2 best of 1s are way better than a 1 best of 3, because if you get unlucky and you get placed against a very good team, then yeah, you're out right there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's a much better format, at least that way. Yeah,
it's less pressure. I think best of 1 has less pressure than a best of 3.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, much easier to schedule.
Also that.
Yeah.
So
which is great for us.
Yeah, we got the Whippy is on his last city. So when Rochi said green is AI, I thought he was making fun of Hockey Star, but then he turned out he was really AI. Anyway, man. So at least one of these guys will be eliminated. At this point, I would love to see Rochi go for Exeter, but the city of Exeter. But there's already 3 towers here. Thor is ready to take on anything that comes his way.
Yeah, you can see that it looks like they're calling GG now. So
yeah, two guys down. I think really well played by Team G.a.Y. Not bad at all. It's just that I think they were lacking the kind of teamwork that we saw from LATs.
Yeah, I think so. No, they played really well. I mean, it's just there were a few things that I guess didn't quite gel. I mean, and some of that wasn't their own fault. It was just great play by LAT. Like Snickow really put Whippy and Hockey on the back foot. Obviously, Hockey dropping didn't help their cause. But honestly, the biggest thing I could think of there is probably just the play with Lakota there. I feel like Lakota needed to impose their will a bit more on the game, whether that's going heavy early ships or maybe going for a fast raid or applying quick siege pressure.
Yeah, you're right. The Lakota player could have turned. I think the Lakota had late aggression. Meanwhile, the Japanese player had early aggression, so he was able to mount pressure on both the players, while that was missing from Rip here. But it's fine. Remember, these guys have one more game to go. I will be brave and try to click on game stats if it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if it still drops the game. Oh no, it did not drop the game. Perfect.
nice, very nice.
Highest kills by Doko, man. Doko was Despot. I had my reservations against going Despot on this map. I think it's only to be done under dire circumstances, but Doko did pretty well. He has the highest skills, and unfortunately, the AI has the lowest skills.
Yeah, poor AI. It definitely dropped that AI from the team roster, I think. He tried for the team and he didn't pass. No, that was pretty unfortunate though. And I mean, with those rules about the drops, so I mean, basically, just to recap, if your team member drops and the other team has the advantage in the game at that time, and normally that's, it can be basically judged by a panel of judges, but generally speaking, it comes down to have they got the momentum, have they got the pond, have they got better economies basically.
Yeah.
Then generally speaking, the whole point of the rule is that if you drop, you can't just request a replay when your team's not winning anymore, or if you're on the back foot. So I think what happened there, as bad as it is when hockey dropped, it's probably the right thing to do. I mean, if the LAT guys voluntarily said, hey, we think it's even and we want a rematch, that's the best outcome for everyone. But if they genuinely felt they were winning, which they probably were, objectively speaking, then I think that's
I think there was no violation of rules, or there was no ignorance of rules. This was perfect. If I was LAT team, I would also not allow a re. In that circumstances, these guys had it well. So that means LAT has won their first game, and if LAT Raiders win another game in this group, then they go directly to Super 16.
Yeah, so well done, LAT Raiders, and I guess our next game is the other match.
LAT Colombia versus EuroLAT.
This is going to be exciting, man. South America versus Europe.
Yeah, and both from the same clan, so it'll be interesting. Let's take a 2 minutes break. I'm going to prepare the overlays and we'll start.
Yep, sounds good.
All right. We're back. Let's begin our game between LAT Euro and LAT Colombia. The nations are as follows. Both the teams have chosen Japanese as their tier 1, British and Inca as tier 2, Indians and Aztecs as tier 3. So let's begin. I have noticed that Indians are a lot people's favorites in tier 3. I have never picked Indians in tier 3 so far, but I want to try. Let's see what is it that I'm missing. I've been picking Nubians, Aztecs most of the time.
Yeah, I think Indians are popular. I mean, some people think Indians could possibly, be tier 2 or higher because they're so cheap and so fast.
We all had this discussion that tier 2 and tier 3 are not that far apart. The whole point of this tier system was to limit tier 1 usage, but to allow them still. Because we tried the nation pick and ban system, which was much better than random, but it was still not a success because we saw the same sets of nations getting banned almost every game. So it just told us that there are these set of nations that everybody considers the top nation. And that was the whole rationale behind having these tiers, so that these tier 1 nations don't get picked very often, but there is a chance that you can pick those.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to see this game. I have no idea. Thankfully, we're completely unspoiled here.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see how LAT goes, particularly LAT Connor McDavid, because he's an up-and-coming player, had a really strong showing in Rise of Plebs.
Yeah, and Connor McDavid, he has improved a lot from Rise of Plebs. I want to see what he does. Greenlove and Quetzalcoatl, I think they're making an appearance after a long time in a tournament. Last time I remember, I think these guys were in King of Sahara.
Yeah, it's been a while, so I don't know what to expect from them, but I think Connor is, if anyone's going to carry them, probably Connor will, because he was one of those guys that, he starts to join the Nomad games, and then after a while, people start to tell him to split with the best player in the room. And when people start to tell someone to split, it means that they're starting to get so good that people are scared of playing them. So
that's exactly how good you need to be, that people are afraid of splitting with you.
No one. People tell me to split all the time, but unfortunately, it's for the other reason. They want me to split with Grax or Bronto. Or
It's fine, man. Grax and Bronto are upcoming pros.
They are. But I also think Greenlove is going to be nice here because he's gone Inca, and I'm fascinated to see how Inca goes on this map, because I feel like playing Inca on this map is a massive gamble. Like it's pretty risky because if you can't get your economy up and running, like you can get killed pretty early on.
Yeah, that's right. And also being Inca, a good thing about Greenlove is he's got the biggest mountain possible. That's a big +10 mountain right next to him. So if he lives to see that day, then unfortunately, so as I have said this multiple times, Inca is the slowest nation. And I mean the slowest. They are slower than Aztecs because Aztecs can earn resources by killing. But there's no way Inca can stand out in Age 1. So they are the slowest nation. And they are pitched. And Greenlove is against one of the fastest nations in the game. So I think if Japanese player wants, they can just kick out Inca before Inca has a chance to mass up their gold income.
Oh man, I don't know if we talked about this, but have we noticed the copper and the citrus right next to each other?
Hold on. Oh man, what? The Eurolat team got both the rares. This is so unfair. This is so unfair.
That is heartbreaking if you're the LAT Colombo guys.
If I see this, my first instinct would be to triple despot rush somebody because this is a lost game. After 15 or 16 minutes, this game cannot be won. Yeah.
I think but you're right though. That's the important thing is you're in a tournament, you see that it's a disadvantage, yes. But the reality is this map, the perception is you need to win the pond to win the game. That's not true. There's a lot of strategies you can do here, such as, triple despot, such as, catching people off guard, catching them when they're trying to build ships and, raiding their wood.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to come down to their mindset. I mean, if they just roll over and die, or if they actually put up a fight and go for some kind of legitimate strategy here that could actually work.
I agree with that. It is all about mind games here. Also, it is about finding out that perfect opportunity where you can kill. To hold the water on this map is key to winning, that's for sure. But I think the accurate answer is it's the key to winning the long game. In a short game, the lake doesn't matter as much. And when I say short game, I'll say pre-15-minute game.
Yeah, I think if I was on the Colombian guys, I'd be thinking if I was KO Pompilio, use that Japanese nation to your advantage, go for some crazy aggression early on, get British over there maybe, and go for a longbowman plus bushy rush maybe.
Oh yeah, these guys have got a good set of nations. I think Indians are not that good for rushing, but British, if maybe exchange places with Kaik. If Kaik goes towards the Japanese player and Corey comes here. So Corey is an excellent player. I just played one game yesterday in her team. And oh yeah, by the way, I think Corey and Princess are the only two female players that I know who exist in Rise of Nations player base. And Corey is excellent. She was actually taking on 2 LAT players by herself, and she was even winning with Inca. So she's great. If you remember, we saw her in the Rise of Plebs tournament, and I think it's still one of the most watched game in the Rise of Plebs playlist.
Yeah, that's it's really impressive to see. Like, and you know, people think there's no such thing as girls on the internet. No, there's plenty out there. It's just that it's not always a good idea. Yeah, and I think the only other one I've heard of is maybe Priya Sekar as well. But
yeah, I don't think that I have my reservations about that being a real profile. I think that's a Smurf account, but could be.
Right. Yeah, it probably is. It's hard to tell what's what these days.
Yeah, online, because Serge has smurfed as 5 different YouTubers, so I have just lost all my faith in humanity.
Yeah, I lost my faith in humanity a long time ago. It was around Nomadium 1 last year. But yeah, I think I'm just having a look too. It looks like Corey, yeah, look at that wood she's got. 90 woodcutters there. That's a big factor. Like how many trees you get is a huge factor as well as your rares. So
hold on, you said, oh yeah, wait, why does he have 2 woodcutter camps if there's a 90 area? But it's not a bad idea. She's got a +9 and +6. That's perfect for British.
Yeah, that is perfect. Once she can get that 125 capped out. And did you notice this? The Euro guys, they haven't scouted copper, man.
Oh man, that sucks. That sucks so bad. And the onus is on McDavid for not using his lookouts very well.
Yeah, I mean that's a tip for young players right there.
Yeah, and you know, ruins are still hard to find, because I think ruins occupy a single tile on this map, but rare resources, they occupy 4 tiles, so they are much easier to find using a lookout scouting.
Oh, right. I actually didn't know that. You've just taught me something. So you could technically tell if it's a ruin or a rare based on...
If you try to... yeah, the ruins, they occupy less space than the rare resources. That's what I've seen.
Yeah, nice. You can see there's a bit of rating between the land units here at the right-hand side as well. It looks like Greenlove, Inca versus Japanese.
Oh, yeah. And Greenlove... I would have really liked for Quetzalcoatl to help in the barracks, while Inca guys should have just tried to reach H2 as possible. That would be a very good team play. Because to be honest, Aztecs is the nation that should be spamming units at this time.
Yeah, exactly right. Aztecs, I think you should write a tutorial on how to play Aztecs, because I think most people I've seen... Like, most people don't play Aztecs as well as whatever you do seems to work, because I think you just have to be super aggressive. Like you said to me one time, you know, invest in your military, because that's your economy, basically.
Yeah, you keep making units. That's how you win with Aztecs.
Yeah.
And Aztecs, they become so strong in the late game. I think in gunpowder, they are almost unbeatable after you start making arquebusiers and spamming those heavy cavalry.
Yeah, I watched that 1v1 versus Kaza. That was a great game just earlier today. Anyone that hasn't seen that, check it out on Pro Lasers channel, I believe.
Yeah, the only nation that could have won in those circumstances would be Aztecs.
Yeah, that was massive. Like, look at the scores at that time. This is a game that Jatin played against Cazador in the 1v1 tournament. Cazador was way ahead, but Aztecs, just the power of gunpowder, Aztecs was incredible. It was, I think, scores of 12,000 to 8,000, and somehow you came back.
Yeah, man, that was that was an insane game. I had feelings I would lose that one. Anyway, I just saw Greenlove say that we will hold Japanese, you kill. So I think the plan is... Oh, McConnor David. He does not have a barracks yet, and Corey's already started raiding her. Also, something to keep in mind, both the Japanese player have been unlucky with their wood.
Yeah, it does look like they've definitely got the short end of the stick when it comes to wood. And also, it looks like Connor is a little bit dormant with his ships in the middle too. They haven't really taken control of this pond. In fact, it looks like the opposite. It looks like the Colombian guys here are cleaning up in the middle here as far as taking possession of those precious fish.
And I just saw Connor say that he's against 2 on water. And to be honest, yeah, he's against 2 on water, and he's also getting raided on land. So this is huge. Yeah,
I mean, the LAT guys are probably pinpointing that Connor is their best player here with Japs, and they're weakening him with these raids. This is not looking so good for the Euro guys
at all. And they have not started using copper yet, so it's good. I think copper is a much stronger rare initially, because it just straight away gives you a 20% HP boost.
Yeah, exactly right. And at least, if nothing else, during all that, the guys scouted copper finally, so there's no reason that they won't be able to use that in a moment.
And I think the British player is going to be faster than the Japanese player in the long run. That's what it looks like. Because Corey has got a full 125, 120 eco, 15 wealth income, way better than Connor right now. Yeah, this is looking very tough for this team. It actually is surprising that we thought the Citrus and the team with Citrus and Copper would have it very easy, but they are the ones getting dominated.
Yeah, that's so true. Just goes to show that anything can happen in this game. Rares can help or they can hurt you, but they don't define the game. It comes down to how you react and how you play based on what you're given. So sometimes that's rares, sometimes it's wood, and maybe the wood here is probably the more important thing.
Yeah. So let's see what's the plan on this side. Kaik is here and Kaio is here. Corey is I think Corey is easily going to survive against the Japanese player, no doubt about it. He's already way ahead in the game, and she's also got the science upgrade, which Connor does not. And British with those archers in the H2, I think British are hardest to beat in H2 and 3, and then they become less powerful in H4 because those bowmen no longer are worth the cost.
Yeah, no, I think so as well. It looks like Kaik is going all out water, so a bit of a water fight here between purple and blue in the middle. This could have a huge implications though. Who can actually take this pond? I know it's an ongoing fight, but if one team gets a dominance there, I think the best strategy here is they need to get that copper first of all, make advantage of the resources you've got, and then get one of their players to research the heavy ships, the galley upgrade, because once you get those galleys, you can survive those fire ship hits, and it just becomes an amazingly strong thing, especially obviously with citrus and copper.
Yeah.
There's no way they can lose the pond if they play in the long game.
Another thing here, Kaio has gone commerce too.
That's a pretty bold move, and as Japanese, I like it, but it's just he's got to be careful not to delay too much to fall behind with knowledge and the metal income.
Yeah, and I just saw Kaik asked Corey to not go for Colossus because she's against the Japanese player. To be honest, the Japanese player is not doing very well by himself. I think going Colossus would not be a bad idea, but of course we know that with this God's eye view.
Yeah, that's it. We can see everything. Unfortunately, they can't in the heat of the battle too, and they're probably one of the most nerve-wracking games of their Rise Nation's career so far.
Yeah, this is the first time. This is their entry into Super 16. I think once you get into Super 16, it's a little chilled over there because you have it's a double elimination again, but it's best of 3, so you have your games are not as intense as the games here.
Yeah, exactly. You've got 2 kind of lives to live, and you can lose the first game in a best of 3, and you can come back, and that's happened plenty of times before. Whereas in this instance, yeah, it's all on the line. Basically, you lose this game and you lose one more game, and you're out of the tournament, and you might have to wait another 12 months to get another shot.
Oh yeah. So let's see, eco-wise, the other Japanese player, Kaio here is definitely in way bigger lead. I think way bigger lead. In fact, I think Kaio could afford to get a Colossus right now, and it wouldn't hurt him at all. He's got so many resources. That also begs the question: why does he have so many resources?
That's a good point. I mean, you gotta spend it to make use of it.
He's got 600 wealth, which I can imagine being converted to so many scholars.
Yeah.
Or whatever his plan is, archer, scholars.
Well, because he does have commerce too, like he can be buying whatever he needs, basically. So what I would recommend he should do, build some scholars, definitely, but also just spam food, spam wood, get your eco up to 150 as soon as you can.
Oh, yeah, and dude, check this out. McDavid has got 3 cities. I think it's a bad idea just because both of the cities are horribly protected. I think that he got these cities for metal. Okay, I see the rationale here. It does make sense that he wants to get a mountain. That's why he had to build his 3rd city.
Yeah, but he had no mountain otherwise, so he had to, basically. Yeah, so that's probably.
But he needs to remember he's against despot British.
Yep, so true. And I mean, yeah, despot British. It's kind of like the standard thing, but it's still you can't sit back and just hope it works out. Like, despot British is the scariest despot you can get, right?
Yeah, it's like the fastest despot. Like, you don't have to wait for Com 2, and they are almost as good as 150 eco despot.
It's like Com 1.5 despot.
Yeah. And if you have diamonds, it's almost a 1.75 Com 1.75 despot.
That's so true. And they've got sugar, so I mean.
Oh yeah, by the way, Kaik is not using sugar, and Kaio hasn't pointed out. Because sugar is not the kind of rare you want to miss. I think Kaik has sent a merchant. He is sending a merchant, but sugar is one of the first rares that you should start using.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Kaik is using tobacco but not sugar. That is strange.
Yeah, I think there's 2 rares you should always get first. Sugar number 1 and furs number 2 as your first merchant when it pops out. Because if you get furs, you can get that military research. Yeah. Whereas yeah, sometimes with dye, it takes too long to get there.
Yeah, I think dye is only usable when it spawns right next to you.
Yeah, exactly. It has to be really close, or otherwise you're just wasting too much time to get the benefit of the food.
So I'll be honest here. Corey is late for this attack. This attack should have already started since he is the spot. But let's see. She has got a siege factory right there, and I think that both the corner cities are very vulnerable. They could easily be taken down right now. I think if Corey goes with 5 heavy infantry, that could just capture 1 city.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she has done scouting as well as she possibly could have, because if she scouted right now, she'd know that she just goes in. She could probably take that city.
Oh yeah, let's check out. Oh yeah, that's the problem. And the worst part is that she's despot. Despots have such a nice line of sight that one visit to the opponent city and the despot can see everything.
Yeah, exactly. There's no harm in poking your head out and just having a good scan there.
Yeah, and Corey has just queued 3 sieges. Meanwhile, look at Connor McDavid's raids. He's raiding with 2 light cavalry. That's not something I see in the Rise of Plebs kind of game. So you see these guys. These guys have come a long way. Although he has forgotten about his light cavalry and they're going to die now. Okay.
Yeah, it does look like that's a really good raid though. But yeah, some nice quick reactions there by Corey, and she's cleaned that up. So, but that's one thing I'll say is Connor's always impressed me. He raids a lot. He plays very aggressive sometimes. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's a bit harder on this map because he's trying to do 2 things at once: take the water, and also protect himself. But yeah, it's like you said, this is the evolution of players. We saw them in Rise of Plebs, and now we're seeing them in the big leagues here.
Oh yeah. And so Kaio has got this tower in between the green and yellow players, so they cannot help each other. I think if green goes there to help yellow, that would be perfect. Oh yeah. Also, I think there is a despot here. Yeah, Kaio is despot.
Oh, and Greenlove's got some good gold income coming in now. This is when Inca starts to get scary.
Yeah, this is exactly the time where you don't want Inca to reach because it becomes very hard to beat them at this point. And I have a feeling that the city of Tequixiquiac, however you say that Aztec city is going to get doubled. Oh, by the way, the copper and citrus are starting to show their effects.
Yeah, look at that pond. It's dominated by the Euro guys right now.
Domination is an understatement. There is literally no fishing boat for the Colombia LAT.
Wow, that's what happens when you overfish. They're all gone. It looks like they've all retreated to their docks, and probably that's a good idea.
And the Inca player is getting dominated. I mean, he is dominating the Japanese player. I think there's something game changing going on right now. Either green loses his city with a double, which should be the case. I think red should just go and attack double green. Yeah, he's going there.
They are going in, and yeah, this is exactly what they needed to do.
Oh man, I'm not a fan of Corey's strategy. I think with a despot, if Corey had to wait so long to attack, she should have just gone senator.
Yeah, she should at least be using a siege and making use of them. But
she's got 3 sieges. That city of Yamaguchi is dead. There's nothing over here. If Connor loses that, he will lose his 60 of his metal income.
Yeah, he's only mine, right?
Yeah, this is only mine. So this could be game over if for Connor. The only thing is Corey need to go ahead and attack. Corey has started attacking. Okay.
Yeah. And it looks like Kai going here for this attack as well on the right hand side.
Oh man, Greenlove has captured the city of Shimonoseki.
Oh wow, that kind of came out of nowhere, but Greenlove's starting to get that Inca power going. And that's a nice little capture, but it's retaken back.
And Kai could have captured that, but there are 2 towers for Quetzalcoatl. And I think the onus is going to be on Corey to capture this. And Corey has reduced the city of Yamaguchi. And it looks like Connor doesn't even want to protect it. Connor doesn't even want to go and see this. Connor is okay losing it. That's weird, considering that his whole metal income depends on that city.
And he's lost wood as well at the top end, at the top side of it. So
I don't know why Connor is Connor seeing that his city was captured. That would be something very weird to just ignore.
Yeah, he must have another mine somewhere because he's still got six mine income coming.
Oh no, it's from the same mine because that mine is a neutral territory right now, so they can still mine there.
Of course, that's the advantage sometimes not being in the radius of the city. So
yeah,
it worked out well, but it's not going to last though. Eventually, if he doesn't capture that city back, he's going to lose that territory.
That's right. And LAT Colombia, we've got Red Skies over Paradise. Hey Red Skies, can you tell us what's your in-game name? Yeah, LAT Colombia is booming without any water, so that's not a good idea. If you do not have water, you are going to be very slow in the late game. Because look at Corey. Corey's got 31 wealth income versus 91 for McDavid, who has 4 fishing ships.
Yeah, that's some. Oh, you can see the wonder going down as well. Pyramids by Kike. I think. Just so you know too, Red Skies over Paradise. His nickname is Red Skies over Paradise.
in Ron as well.
He's AZ's latest player, so he's on our team number 2.
The player that you got with all the money AZ has got.
Yeah, we rated our transfer budget and managed to acquire some really quality players. And Red Skies is a really good player. I've played with him many years ago, probably 1.5 years, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's very solid, man. So watch out when the AZ Wolves play in their game in round of 16.
Oh right, yeah. So we oh boy, what is this? Greenlove just sent his sieges to die.
Ooh. I think we've all done that before, but it
We've
doesn't
all
make
done
it
that
any
before.
less painful.
Yeah. Oh no, no, Greenlove, what are you doing, man? What are you
Man,
doing?
I like how the other catapults are just firing at it.
That was such a Rise of Plebs thing to do, man.
It was, man. I must admit, I'm seeing a lot of swingers too in some of these army compositions, and I'm just thinking, look, swingers aren't too bad at times, but I feel like light horses are almost always more valuable if you can control them better, because they're just more efficient. But that's another argument to be had another day.
Yep. Oh man, here Connor and Corey both are in H3. Corey's actually is going to she's had enough. She's going to go for the capital.
What do you think? Do you think Connor's going to be able to defend this? He's got a decent army, so he's coming back.
I think Connor will defend it. Corey lacks wealth income. Connor has got plenty of that. So once those crossbows kick in.
Yeah, there's no way they can match the wealth income.
Yeah, so on this side, Kaio and Ike will have to cook something up.
And I think Corey, Connor needs to be careful. He could lose his cap here if he's not careful.
Yeah, oh man, where is Connor standing? What is Connor smoking today? He just let his first city go and then now it's his capital.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Connor has got his militia out. Corey is going all in. She's going all in for the city of Nara. So this could be game changing. If this capital is captured, then that. Oh man, no. Kike says I'm sorry for something. I think it's because of that double, but this is bigger here, because
yeah.
I'm feeling that this is a desperate measure for sure. Nobody would take this a plunge like this if it wasn't for. Oh man, no.
Man, that is brutal. I mean, if we look at the military graph after that, it's just going to show Corey going from up here all the way down to down to the ground.
That was sad. That was sad. I think Corey could have. I think Corey could have just played it slowly, because I just noticed that the Colossus has not been taken.
Yeah,
it's hard. I feel that with the Despot I would have expected Corey to be faster. But anyway, now so all this time I think Corey was dominating. Now it's not the case. With all that lake, as I said, the lake is too powerful in the late game. You cannot afford to lose the lake for the whole game. Now I don't think the Columbia LAT can beat Euro LAT. Yeah, especially also they have lost a city on the other side, and
I think so. I think it's looking like the Euro guys have definitely got this, unless they make a really tragic mistake and the game turns around. But I think this game's fascinating, right? No one's going to play a perfect game. That's what makes it fun. There were, from what we can see, a lot of mistakes on both sides, but that's what makes this game exciting, man.
Yeah, that's right.
And I just feel like, probably Corey is probably the harshest criticism you could probably say is just not being active. When you're playing Despot there, you've got to just be constantly, raiding, attacking, pushing. You can't afford to sit back and just mass up troops. It just doesn't really work that way.
That's right. And Kaio was in H1. His city of Kyoto is taken. It's sad. It's very sad.
Yeah, that is sad, man. That capital has gone down, and you can see that it looks like they are on the cusp of calling the GGs.
And Kaio just says shit, and he is resigned. Oh man, that was so close. At one point, I actually had a feeling that LAT Colombia will win, and I think Corey was the person I was betting on in this side because she was doing very well. But it turns out that the Indian-Japanese combo did not work so well.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, that's the thing, I guess. You need to kind of come in with a strategy in mind here. And maybe Indians aren't so suited for rushing. They're kind of more I don't know, obviously gunpowder, they're brilliant, but they're more like a slow burn nation, would you say?
Which nation are you talking about?
Indians.
Indians, yeah. I think Indians they're a slow burn. They show their true strength in H4.
Yeah.
With those gunpowder elephants. That's why I feel like Indians are good in the late game. I think they're even unbeatable in the late game because they also got wealth bonuses, if you remember, and
So
insane wealth bonuses. In the late game they're excellent. In the early game they are all right.
Yeah, true. Like you can spam if you get horses. Like I feel like you can spam Ellies. They're good in any age.
That would be great if you can spam elephants.
Yeah, but otherwise, yeah, I feel like gunpowder is where they shine. And who do you think's stronger in gunpowder, Aztecs or Indians?
Oh no, man, that depends on if Aztecs can mount enough army to. If they can win one battle against Indians, that's it. I think Aztecs can beat any nation if they can just win one good battle.
Yeah, no, that's so true.
Or even if if they're equal, they can. Oh, by the way, so I just read Corey's message on the screen. She told Kai that she didn't know what was happening. She didn't know that the other side was losing. So another reason why you should be on voice chat.
Exactly. Make sure you take notes, guys. If you're on a team and you haven't played your games yet, strongly recommend get on Discord or Skype or whatever you might want to use, because it's so much help being able to talk to your allies in the middle of fights and say, double over here, raid over here, etc., etc. So
yeah, and Corey is going to lose this engagement here at Yamaguchi. I think this is over. Very well played by the Eurolats. So they've got 1 point. If they win one more, then they go directly into Super 16.
Yeah, well played by them. That was a back and forth game. And I think
Rochi just yeah. Well, if I don't think AI understands voice chat. That's the problem. You need to have 4 human players, and also a good strategy.
You need to talk their language, binary language, man. That's how you talk to the AI, zeros and ones, as Zen would say. But but yeah, I think voice chat can hurt, and maybe it could also.
Wait, I don't know what's happening here. Is Kai taking on 2 armies, and is he because I don't see Yellow's army right now, and Kai just took back the city of Shimonoseki, and he's also taking back Kyoto. So whatever this is, I think maybe Kaya should have stayed.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially in a best of 1. Like, you don't want to leave early, right? You don't want to be the guy
that's the only chance. Because what I see is so Kai just beat Yellow's army, and then he's coming back for Green's army, and he is giving it. I think even beating it. So if that's how strong Kaik's army was,
yeah,
that's another reason why you. Oh wait, or I'm mistaken. So he did not beat Yellow's army. Yellow is just not he's somewhere else. He's at Delhi.
Oh, okay. False alarm.
False alarm.
So, are you saying that he should have quit after all this?
Oh, maybe not. As you said, so best of 1. Maybe go all in. If there's a capital timer, let it run through.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. And that looks like Kike's on the verge of saying GG.
Yeah,
he does say GG.
Kike has assigned. Right here. Of course, we cannot ignore the fact that there were nice rares on this side. The only thing that could have changed this is an early rush should have done by one of the sides.
Yeah, no, definitely. Look, I don't take anything away from the fact that they got god rares with that citrus and copper, but I'm going to be really harsh here and say I still think Corey bottled this a bit. I feel like Corey had that city. She could have taken Kumamoto, she could have taken Yamaguchi. It was literally there at the top of the tree. She just had to pluck the apple from the tree. She literally sat there for 5 minutes just massing, man. It was painful to watch, but and again, we can see everything, so it makes it easier for us, but that would have changed the game. I feel like
I think that could have changed the game on this side, but it's fine. I think the thinking process might have been that since Corey is, the Japanese player is supposed to be the ace player, so maybe Corey was thinking that she could just hold while the other side kills with their Japan. That could have been another thought of process.
That's actually a very good point. Yeah, that's fair comment too, because yeah, you'd think Japanese and Indians would in theory be stronger and should be able to overpower Inca, especially like just after age two, and Aztecs. So yeah, unfortunately it didn't work out. It probably came down to that that bit of a skirmish too, and ultimately they once they took the pond, the Euro guys just ran with it. Their wealth income was incredible, and yeah, the momentum just kind of went into their side, and they sailed it all the way to a win. So congratulations to the Euro Lats.
Yeah, Euro LAT, they've won one. They just need to win another game. So let's see. We got Euro LAT, and so the Colombia lost this one. So they'll be playing against Rochi's team, the team G.a.Y, and the loser is eliminated. So that'll be the next next best of one will actually be very nerve-wracking.
Yeah, that's the last chance to learn. So it's best of ones, and yeah, that'll be held on Old World as the map.
Yeah.
So yeah, that should be good. I mean, there's not going to be any complaints, I don't think, about too much about rares.
This was a harsh map for the first game, but well, that's what the gods of randomness chose for them.
It was. I mean, and you could see kind of when we did the draw. Honestly, of all the maps it could have been, I probably would have preferred something else. But at the end of the day, it was all completely transparent. And yeah, like you said, sometimes fate has a reason for these things.
Yeah.
And it just comes down to this is one of the maps, and who can play Watering Hole better? And at least if nothing else, these guys have a second chance. So that's the best thing, and they don't have to play it again.
Yeah, that's right. So let's quickly jump into the final brackets. We've got today we got our Raiders and Euro LAT. They are in the final of this group. The winner goes directly into Super 16. The loser will have one more chance. On the other side, Team G.a.Y and Team LAT Colomby, well, they are on the knife's edge. Whoever loses this one is out of the tournament.
Yeah, so that's yeah, basically the next two games are going to be exciting because one of them means that they qualify, one of them means they're eliminated, and then finally the loser of the top game plays against the winner of the bottom game, and that's basically a death match because that's whoever wins that game goes through, whoever loses goes out. So every game from this point forward is extremely meaningful.
Yep, and just before we end, I would like to give a last shout out to all of our donors. And we got a new donation from Lieber, $10. Thanks a lot, Lieber. We got $50 from Greg, Rochi, 50 from TNO, 20 from me. Dave paid 50 for us. Marvelous, 33. We got Anonymous, 20. Chicken Family, 20. Jake, also known as Phantom, 55. Thanks a lot for that. Sermon, who is not even playing at this tournament, and he still donated 10. LAT No Matter, he donated 10. You got an anonymous donation for 50. Clan Predator donated 20, and Oscar Olofsson, who is McConnor David, he also donated 20. Thanks a lot, guys. These donations are going to be used for the Nomadium 2 prize pool. Feel free to pitch in any amount, even if it's as low as $2 or $5. Anything counts. We're ensuring that this tournament goes well, and it's all community funded, since right now Rise of Nation is not at a stage where it could be funded by big organizations, but we are getting there.
I think we will get there. Like, I mean, the international and all those big tournaments, that's the goal, is to get as big as that. And hopefully sometime soon we can have stadiums full of people cheering on, the grand final.
Yeah, for Green Love and people.
Yeah, and Corey.
Yeah.
That's the plan. But I mean, in the meantime, though, we have to, I guess, just work on some small goals for the time being. And a big goal would be if we can hit $1,000. And remember, that's Australian dollars, so your currency goes much further. That would be a great first start. And I think, yeah, it just gives our tournament, that extra little incentive for the players. We're playing it for fun, but also it's nice to have a nice tournament prize pool there as well. So please, guys, check the link in the description and just donate whatever amount it is, whatever you can afford, whether it's a cup of coffee or something like that. We really appreciate it. And thank you to everyone who's donated. It's really, really generous of you guys.
Yeah. So, hey, Jose Solar, it's Jatin, me, and Kron.
Kron here, man.
So with that, I don't think we have any more games finished. Let's just check 2 minutes. Take 2 minutes if any more games are finished. Rochi is right here. Rochi, if your subsequent game is finished, please send it to us without any spoilers. And hey, Quetzalcoatl, I think Keza was in the winning team, right? So if any of these games that I'm showing here, if Euro Raiders versus LAT is this finished, or if this one is finished, please let us know and we'll cast it right now. Else we'll be ending this stream. I'll ask if Dave or Prolace is around so that we can cast the group number 1. Ron will not be able to cast group number 1 since he is playing in group number 1 himself. He is a part of AZ Hunters.
Yeah, I can't cast my own game. So I believe though Dave will be available to possibly cast. So if anyone hasn't quite got their fix yet of Rise of Nations yet, we'll wait and see. But yeah, are you able to cast that soon, or what's your thoughts, Jatin? Because I think Dave's ready to go.
Okay, so I can cast this right away. Let's go. I mean, yeah, I wonder if we can do it in this. Oh, actually, should we just do you suggest? I think we should have a separate stream. I'll restart the stream for that one.
Yeah, maybe just restart the stream, but anyone who's watching, just leave the page open, make sure you go to the channel, and then as soon as it cuts out, just refresh the page, open up the new live stream, because we'll just separate it so we got the second group. But yeah, it'll be AZ Hunters versus AS Phoenix, and then PLA Kung Fu versus PN7, cast by Jatin and Dave.
Oh yeah. Thank guys for being here, and thanks Ron a lot. Now you can have a good night's sleep, or are you going to watch this?
Oh man, I need to go to bed soon because I've got work at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and it's nearly 1 a.m. here. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, yeah, I'm keen to obviously watch as much content as I can. So.
What we'll do is we'll cast the first game, yours first, so that if you want to enjoy that a little bit.
I'll go to bed, and that'll be my lullaby as I as I lie in bed on the iPad. So that'd be good, man. But otherwise, yeah, I'm excited to see. Obviously, yeah, the games get casted, and yeah, we'll leave it at that. And thanks everyone for tuning in. Stay tuned, and don't go anywhere.
Yeah, we'll be back in 5 minutes. See you guys. Bye bye.
See you guys. Bye.